Hello and warm welcome, dear audience. This is Esther Mala, your firstly and successful global educator, SDG and technology enthusiast from Malaysia, who not only focus on her life but also desire to see others excel in their lives by offering quality education for all. Dear respected, precious audience, esteemed academician, and dedicated project team of Elegant Empire Education welcomes you to the Real Talk with Expert on Sustainable Development Goals Forum. I'm gladly greeting and welcoming you to another episode on this forum. We are privileged to have uh, Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi and Professor Dr. Rania Lampu with us today. And our host and project leader for this SDG forum is Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi from Rajiv Gandhi Engineering College, Chandrapur, India. And we will explore transformative strategies that empowers communities through knowledge. Together, let us engage in this insightful discussion that inspires action and fosters collaboration for sustainable future with our honorable, respected panelist, Madam Principal Priti Kudre from Brahmapuri, India. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for joining us in this vital conversation. We welcome you.
Thank you so
And
much.
yeah, and now I would welcome Dr. Anjum Qureshi, the host for this forum, to take the floor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esther. Can we just have the slides? So, greetings to everyone, and I welcome you again for this forum in which we know that we actually talk about SDGs. Every week we come with any one of the SDGs, and every week we have esteemed panelists who join us with from different parts of the world. And today we will be discussing basically on SDG 04, that is quality education. And our topic is moving from quantity to quality education for all. Because of course we know that quality education that we want to achieve, and that is one of our goals, that is the SDG 4. But how we are going to achieve it? And of course, there is another term which is called as quantity education. So, how the shift will go on, and what is more important, and how we will be able to achieve this? So, we will be discussing on this today, and to discuss with us, we have Preeti Kuzri ma'am. She is the principal of STEM Podar Learn School from India. Welcome, ma'am, for this forum. So, ma'am, like I just said, our topic today, yes, quality and quantity. So as educators, we come across these terms. We want to have quality education, but sometimes we are just stuck into even the quantity that I have to take this many classes, or the students should be achieving this many marks, or they should be writing this many reports or completing so many assignments. So yes, and somewhere there is issues like this number of colleges should be open, this number of new courses to be started. Well, yes, this the fight between or this to achieve quality and quantity, it always goes on. So, Preeti ma'am, my first question to you is, what is the importance of quality education over quantity education?
All right. First of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity. I'm truly humbled and privileged to be the part of the forum. Oh, well, moving ahead, like what is the importance of the quality education over quantity? Well, as we all are aware, the world is like moving towards the significant technological changes, right? The dream of the skills required is more important than the knowledge of those skills. Now, what happens in the quality education that it empathizes the knowledge and skills that are taught in that domain instead of the outcome gained through the learning those skills and knowledge. And when it comes to the quantity education, the knowledge and the skill that in that domain empathize instead of the knowledge and skills gained. So if the outcomes are focused only knowledgeable of the skills to be known to the young scholars, and I believe that that will be, inadequate for them to get the job. But if the skills are developed, it is focused, then they'll be having n number of opportunities. Like degrees of skills is focused more in quality education, and hence the quality education needs to be much more than the quantity education. Well, I also believe a good education system, it's like the current education system, if I talk about in the world, they do not, encourage the critical thinking or creativity. But a good education system should be able to, with the free mind for the students, and help them to make the best of their potential, right? They should have that ability to think out of the box, be innovative, and they should, all above all, they should be responsible. It is true that today's world, have very high competition, and every day it brings up with the new opportunities and challenges. And at the last, I believe that the best way to success is your hard work and dedication. So if you definitely work on your quality, it will win over the quantity education. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. As you said, that yes, we have to have equal, we have to give equal importance to even quality education, and yes, from quantity to quality, that is where we need to have the transformation. But as you were thinking, talking about so many skills, yes, it is not just that we should be teaching some subjects to the students, but it is a time when we have to work to instill so many skills among the students. And when we talk about this, we have students from diverse backgrounds. And so here I would like to ask my next question, like how will diversity and inclusivity help to provide quality education?
Talking about the diversity and inclusivity in education, it contributes the quality education by exposing students to a wider range of perspectives, by like promoting the critical thinking, fostering them, they're fostering the empathy, then challenging the stereotypes. There are a number of ways where we can promote the diversity and inclusivity, enhance education quality. For example, I believe that if we have the broader understanding of the world, here by interacting with the peers for diverse backgrounds, student can gain a richer understanding of different culture and traditions. If I talk about the critical thinking and problem solving skills, if we give an exposure to the multiple perspectives, which encourages children to analyze the information critically, then there are challenging stereotype as well. I think a diverse classroom, the environment can challenge the notions and the stereotype. We can improve the student engagements and also the achievements, where students feel very secure, valued, and they get in themselves included in the learning process. Now, how can we motivate the students, right, to participate? I believe if we come up with the preparation for the workplace, in the collaboration effectively with the people of different backgrounds, right, we can also promote the diversity, in culturally relevant by applying the curriculum, then by recruiting diverse teachers, inclusive classroom practices, then also we can create a very safe and supportive environment. At the end, I believe that diverse perspective in the workplace enable the creation of learning material that celebrate diversity, equity, and preparing students for a globalized world.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really a wonderful answer. Like, yes, we have to prepare the students for a globalized world. Can we have the slide, please? And yes, as you said, we have to prepare the students for the globalized world. And yes, of course, this was what we actually have as one of the targets for SDG 4, that ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. And if we talk about quality education, yes, it needs inclusivity. It needs that we should be promoting lifelong learning, literacy skills, and social skills. But I know that there are many more skills that actually are required when we talk about quality education. Well, we'll be discussing even about that, but I would like to know that sometimes we see that when we talk about education, so there are some people who say that there will be more number of colleges, or there should be more number of institutions that should come with professional courses, or there should be more more seats, and if there is a very good school, then there should be increase in the seats. So I just wanted to know, is this a solution to have quality education, increasing the number of teachers, increasing the number of schools and colleges? Is this a solution to have quality education?
Oh, well, ma'am, I believe that this can be, the solution. Increasing the number of education institutes and teachers can be a part of solution to improve the quality, but not the solution. It can be one of the factor. But definitely to, work on our education and teachers, there are other multiple factors which we need to work on. I would start with, funding. Increasing the funding and resource allocation can help improve the quality of education. Now, very much important, we believe that teachers should be given the proper training. Training the teachers, providing them professional development can also lead to the quality of teaching. If I move ahead with the very impactful, that is the curriculum. Like curriculum, modernizing it, reforming the curriculum, it can help a great lead to the quality of education. Another aspect I feel, that is teaching methods, what methodology they are using, using technology in the classroom, encouraging the teamwork, the lesson plans, are they taking it properly, how can we improve the quality of teaching, right? Another aspect I find, that is the student centered learning, which is very much important, right? These approach leads to the better improvement of the quality of education. And how can we forget the early childhood education, right? Strengthening early childhood education can promote and improve the great quality of education. Other aspect, if we look over, where the learning environment, the school infrastructure, if we talk about the learning environment, the safety, the motivation, the parental involvement, the parental involvement can motivate children to work hard and achieve their goal. So these are the multiple factors, not only by increasing, the education institution teacher, but what exactly they are going to do when they are going to get their place, how they are going to motivate, make children learn and everything. So these are some of the factors if we really work on, so it will be having a great education system.
Yes, these are all the factors which which will help in having a great education system. And it's not just about increasing the number of schools, but as you said, increasing funds and having qualified teachers. That is more important. Student and parent-teacher collaboration from the parents, support from the parents. So these are all the things that which will help in providing quality education to all. But as we saw that these are some of the factors which will help in achieving, but still there are some barriers to it. And those barriers are somewhere we are not directly related to it, might be we will be indirectly related to it. So what according to you are the factors that will actually affect this the goal of achieving quality education?
Yeah, truly said. Ma'am, actually, the learning is a complex process and it involves, not only children, but the teachers as well as. Now, there are certain factors that affect the achievements of the people, and they can be broadly categorized into school related, or you can say in the education system. Like for example, like to talk about the rote learning culture, right? So it is one of the rote learning, memorizing, the exam oriented learning methods. These all things are prevalent, in many schools now also. This approach, often hamper the development of the students to think critically. It hampers the problem solving skills and creative, among the children, creativity among the students. Now another part I feel is that the outdated curriculum also, it is also one of the factor. In many educational institutes, it's often outdated and disconnected from the real world application, which is much, needed to be worked on. The involving needs of the modern workforce, or promote, to holistic understanding of subject is needed. Now, another aspect I found is like lack of, qualified, unqualified, like qualified of teachers, shortage of qualified and, non-trained teachers in the schools, particularly in the remote areas. Insufficient, recruitments are there, retention practice are there. These also is one of the, factor. Infrastructure and resources gap. Many school specialisms, the rural ones, like they lag behind in the infrastructure such as proper, they don't have the classroom, libraries, laboratories, limited access to the technology, learning resources. Another part I believe is the assessment system. Yes, the examination centric assessment system often encourage, the rote learning, they memorize and memorize rather with the deep understanding and application of knowledge. I believe that lack of focus and holistic development also is one of the factor, where it empathizes on the academic performance of sideline holistic. Well, addressing this all issues, concentrated effects from the policymakers, educational institute, teachers, communities. These all are the crucial for enhancing, the quality of school education.
Yeah, that was really a wonderful answer. In fact, yes, especially as you were talking about rural areas, remote areas, and we can know because we have seen it practically because uh, in cities, yes, they have good infrastructure, they have good quality of teachers, but the children from the rural areas and the remote areas, they are still struggling with it. And when we talk about overall development, it is not possible that a handful of children living in cities, they are enjoying so much, like they're enjoying so much of facilities, they're having a good school, good teachers, but those living in rural, they don't have anything sometimes. So yes, that is one of the biggest factor that is going to affect in achieving this goal. And now one more thing that I'd like to know from you. You talked about globalization. So and global partnership, if we speak about. So how can global partnership help in achieving quality education in developing countries? So I'm somewhere trying to link this, like developing countries or in the rural areas. So how global partnership is going to help?
Well, global partnership, like the Global Partnership for Education, that is GPE, that can improve the education system in developing countries by providing, the financial support or the building collaboration between the countries, organizations, and other stakeholders. Now, the way you say, okay, how we can improve. So there are certain factors if we work upon, so we can change the education system globally. That is by providing the fund, I would say. Like global partnership can provide financial support to help, developing the countries improve their education system. We can build the collaboration, we can bring the countries together, organization and stakeholders to work together on the education system. We have to strengthen the system as well, because bring a strong foundation for the education that can provide quality education to as much as children globally. Now, what will be the benefits of it? It will reach to the potential of the children. It will make each child in every country a better citizen, and they will also get the better paid off jobs. It will discover, the passion and increase the chances of financial stability. So here the global, partnership also plays a really and very important role in having quality education in developing countries.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
it's
As you
close
said,
to policy, education policy as well.
yes.
Yeah. So as I always mention, the policy, poor education policy can negatively impact a student's learning process. Yeah. So by limiting access to resources, creating an unsafe environment, and perpetuating inequitable practices. Yeah, limited access, like lack of funding. You mentioned just now, Mempriti, inequitable funding, limited access to professional development. That, of course, an unsafe environment. We can break down to discrimination, violence, stress. Yeah, and we have ineffective schools, early tracking. So we can also put this into discussion if any areas you think is can be useful, because I think our panelists gave very good um, explanation on all the questions. She answers very well. She's very experienced. Congratulations. Yeah, please continue.
Sure. Any more, like Dr. Rania or Dr. Esther, any more thing, like, because now
Yes,
the forum is open for discussion. So if
Yeah,
anybody
discussion.
would like to
Yeah,
say,
sorry, I thought you still have questions. I thought it's finished. So
yeah, yeah, no, no more direct questions. But if you have anything else to discuss, we
yes,
can obviously discuss with
Dr.
me.
Anju, if you allow
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Okay.
sure,
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 sure.
yes.
She
Okay.
already opened the floor for you.
Yes, Miss Preeti is undoubtedly a great speaker. So I want to
Yeah.
ask you, Miss Preeti, as principal, what are the most effective ways to measure the quality of education of your institution? What are the metrics of success? How can you say that you have that you can evaluate the quality of your, for example, educational institution or education organization? What are the metrics of success?
All right. Like it's a kind of a rural area. So first of all, I have to, make train the parents before educating the children, the importance of education. Here they are like they are sending to school and it is done from their hand. But the way to success to run the school successfully, first I had a meeting with parents, talking them one on one, making them understand the importance about the education system, how important it is. Now the second, the problem which always I face is like they believe the once the children are sent to the school, our job is done. What about the studies taken to be at home? They require revision. What can be done? So for these we help with the classes, the extra classes, that is known as the remedial classes. This is my second one of the important thing for which my school is running very successfully. I believe when there is a connectivity between the three, that is the school, the student, and the parents, if this connectivity is very clear, very transparent, so you can lead a very great school successfully, right? Like multiple, we conduct the events where we connect to the parents. Then like we have multiple some programs where we get a chance to train the parents and make them understand more about the education, like in what way we can help them and make their children understand the education more perfectly. So these are some of the factors on which I work, and it is really pretty going very well. It takes some times, but it is going really pretty very well.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think I think all the teachers are facing the same problem, because if the parents don't cooperate, then it's going
Yes,
to be tougher. Their children are
exactly.
not going to do well. I think in last year forum about students, I did say the same thing, because I do encounter the same problem, because I had my preschools, I had my learning centers for teenagers, and everything. So all level of students. So I know that students are not tough.
Mhm.
It's easier to teach if the parents have good, gives good support to the teachers, trust the teachers to do the good job, but take equal initiative, in attending to the children. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that is also
Yeah.
very important. What you say is right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Another thing I would like to add here. Now, it's like it's a mentality. We are also parent. I'm also parent, but it's like the 98% of brain develops. At the age of 6 years. What we generally
Yes.
do. Okay, yes, the my child is of 2 years old now. He doesn't need to go to the school. Let's do
Oh,
one thing. The play school which is nearby, let's put there. Never mind when he'll go to the first standard, then I'll make him admit in a very renowned and good school. But they are not aware of the thing that from first to 6 years of the
yes.
child's brain develop 98%.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I
the
have
time
to
we have
educate
to
more
send.
here. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah,
that
most
is
of them
very
will be like stuck in front of the TV, because the
yes,
parents, they feel that child is too young.
yes.
I'm not going to. Now the problem with the young modern parents is they don't know how to be parents. Let me
Ye-
put it blunt, because we have experienced all this, and even till now I'm still meeting, because I'm a person who like to talk, like to hear what people got to say about whatever about life. Let it be general. That's how I learn a lot about people. You see, they feel their child is very young, but they send the young child to karate class.
Yes, yes, true,
How
very
Yes.
it's
true,
going to help the child, you
very
know?
true. Yes.
And to
You-
just to some of them, they just put them in front of the TV and they start doing the housework, and the child watches all sort of cartoons. And nowadays cartoons are very violent cartoons. Even
Yes.
looking at
Yes,
it
of
is
course.
no
Yeah.
more nice. Yeah, it's no more the cute type, like what we used to watch. It's all like very fierce fighting. Even comics now
Mhm.
is not safe for children. That's why you see children are very violent nowadays, very rebellious against their parents. This is all not because children, they don't know anything. We are the one who design, and we put them in such an environment and expect them to be angels. So parents are the culprit. So how good your child is how good the parents are, right? I think you are very experienced. You are doing the groundwork. You know that. Yeah.
Yes, actually, she is doing. And yes, as you were talking about parents, one more thing that I noticed is something new if the school wants to do. There will
Yes.
be a lot of opposition from the parents. So the
I tell you.
school have first they have what they have to do. They have to convince the parents. Especially like
Yeah.
when online classes were about to start during the
Yeah.
lockdown period. That time I saw how the messages were coming in, and there were so many parents
Oh,
like they were not ready to start those online classes. Everyone was like commenting about privacy issues, security issues, and all that. They were not
yeah.
ready for that, and it was difficult for the for the school to start and even other things. Whenever school wants to bring something new, there are a lot of questions from the parents. They think
Very
something is done in the traditional way, what they have
I think
started. They don't want to change.
yeah, teachers suffered the most during pandemic. Yeah, because of the online classes. How to manage, you see, even in the classroom, practically you put about 20 or so. You can't manage them physically. But how online, you know?
No,
I
it was
request
really, yeah, it was really very, that was a really very difficult phase. It was challenging for the parents, for the teachers, and for the children as well. Now, during that time to run the online classes, so if I talk about the pre-primary, first question arises, ki ma'am, will my child will be able to sit on the screen? That first question arises, but at the same time the child is actually on the screen all the time,
all
either
the time.
watching the laptop, watching the TV,
Yes.
or with the mobile.
Headphone.
So
Yes,
that
mobile.
was the first question of mine. Does he watch movies? Does he watch games? Does he watch the comics and everything on the mobile? Yes, ma'am. When he is doing that, definitely give him a chance, give him that freedom, teach him, cooperate us. Definitely he'll sit in front of the screen and enjoy the things. But we
Yeah.
require your cooperation. So that was really very challenging, during that time.
Ah,
And definitely, right, for the long hours of working for the teachers, that also taught non-technical teacher how to become technical. Other
yes.
phase was again going on, teaching children at one side and learning yourself how to be technical. So the two phases were going on during that time, so
Yeah,
it
it's
was
double
really
work.
very
It's double
crucial.
work.
Yeah,
But it has
exactly.
its pros and cons, right? Like us,
True.
like me, for example, I don't know. Normally, I go meetings physically. I travel outstation and all that for my work purposes as a consultant. But once during pandemic, we have to do all online, and
True.
that's the time I'm forced to learn how to do online meeting. I don't even know how to do online. And thanks to pandemic, and I think many parents also would learn how to go online because of their children.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes. True.
yes, even teachers. That's amazing. But we have to say that teachers are always, especially preschool. Preschool
Mhm.
teachers have a lot extra to do, a lot of
True.
artwork, a lot of preparation, of course, the normal school teachers, primary and secondary, they have their own preparation, but it's a different type. It's more to monotonous writing and all that. But the preschool, a lot of things, because I did it, so I know. arts, let it be anything you have to do. You have to prepare the material. Like in my school, I make sure that even the food what the children going to take next day is approved by me. I'm a very, I'm a very. It's not that I don't believe, because I really care for the safety of the children. There should not be any negligence when come to uh, the food. The cleanliness and everything. So that is very important. So tedious for preschool teachers, and I admire preschool teachers. You got to love the children, otherwise you cannot be a preschool teacher.
Correct, correct.
Right?
That's yes.
Exactly. That's all. So do we have
Yes.
Dr. Nadia
Yes,
any
and
more
since
questions?
we're talking about teachers, okay, we know that in the government, in the public school, teachers don't have enough incentives and motivations to improve the quality of teaching. But here we talk about the private school. You as a principal, Ms. Preeti, what kind of incentives and what kind of motivations you give to teachers in order to improve their teaching? How do you
Okay.
encourage them? How do you help them?
Can you come again with the question, please?
Yes, what kind of motivation and incentives you give to teachers in your school, in your institution,
All right.
in order to
First,
improve the quality of teaching? Mhm.
yes, yes, yes. Now, here again, there is a challenge because it's a rural area, and you can see, the teachers which we are getting, right? Because generally, what happens in the rural area, we are not able to hire the teachers from, urban areas, from the cities, because they don't want to come here. Now, whatever teachers I have to manage with them. First thing. Another thing, properly I give them the training, educate them about the system, and more importantly, I have taught them, how to keep the connections with the parent and with the children. Now, on the personal note, I always take care of, the likes, the dislike, the problems of my teacher if they go through personally as well. Because when we come together for working, whether in the institute, whether in any firm, we become a family. So properly giving them the training, taking them for the outing, like going for the picnic, which bring all together, us more connected with each other. I always say my teachers, I'd never want my teacher to go here with the burden of stress, at home. I want whatever it is there, leave it over here and go happily, so that you come tomorrow happily and give that best to your students, to your children, to your firm, to your staff. So I believe very stress free environment should be there. Everything has a solution. There is nothing we can't make the changes, right? Not this than that, but we have the solution. So I believe whatever you do, if anything goes wrong, come and admit. Nothing to worry. Anything goes wrong with the parents, come and admit. Don't hide it. Be free to contact, because I have worked with so many of my bosses and I have the experience. Okay, like when we work under like very bossy people, so we tend to hide the things if we do something wrong. But when I became a principal, I was very much clear, no, when I'm going to be the principal, I want that transparency between our relation, between my staff, so that whatever happens, it's correct, good, wrong, they should clearly come and approach to me very easily. So by doing all these methods, they are really very connected, and then they also tend to give the best. So I think when you have a good communication, very transparent relationship, working with the firm, so your teachers, your employees also give you the best. So that
Yeah,
is one of.
amazing, amazing. Congratulations. I think your teachers are happy teachers. And because principal and the teachers are happy, the students will be happy, definitely. Yeah, I think this is the right approach. Yeah. I
Yes,
always believe in maintaining that. Yes.
yes, true,
No,
correct.
I had great
Are you
teachers.
trying one more question?
Yeah.
Because here in Greek schools, teachers are get involved in European programs. It's a big motivation because they have the possibility to get funded programs. I mean, they can travel to other countries, to other partner countries, with other through exchange programs with other teachers. So they run after a lot of this kind of international partnerships and funded programs.
Primary
Um,
school students. Primary? Primary and secondary.
both public and private schools at all levels of education.
Oh, you mean the primary,
Constantly,
and the secondary high schools?
at all levels of education, primary, senior high school, junior high school. We have many Erasmus programs, international programs, all funded, which allow the mobility, the exchange programs. So teachers and students can go to other countries that participate through a common program, for example, AI or 3D printing, and everything is paid by the European Union through these programs. So it's a big motivation for teachers to do miracles. So we have many, winners in the national competitions because of this, because teachers participate in this kind of, programs. It's an incentive for them that they're going to travel, they're going to, to meet.
Because like now I think it's a good thing, because like in Malaysia also nobody very less, especially the young generation now, they are not interested to become teachers because they have no time to do to care for even their own family. So needless to say about people, so they are more concerned about making money, how to be rich, easy money and all that. So now to encourage the people to be teachers, I think we should give this all as some incentives to travel and all that. Give overseas holidays.
So that's what the global partnership would be, right? Like from moving from one place to another, we can help, the migrant teacher from here to there, give them the training, give them the opportunity to go in different countries, learn their culture, understand the system of education. So this give and take will add more glory to the education system, and as well as it will be a very fruitful for the teachers.
And we can start by doing online. We can start online first, like now how we are all meeting online. So once we know each other, the students are familiar with people from other country, the teachers have better rapport, better relationship with other teachers from other country, then you organize a trip. You see, like us, once we are already online, we are already like family, we are already like a good friends. So when we meet, we are eager to meet. We are eager to meet our friends via online. So I think this will be very helpful. And again, now another new challenges for the teachers are to learn AI and how to use AI effectively, productively. All this is another challenges for teachers. But if they refuse to learn, they are left out. They have to give up their job, I think. Because AI does make their job easier. So I think they should all show interest in learning up AI. It helps.
Yes.
Okay. Is that so? Can we close? Do you have anything to say, Ms. Preeti, before we close the session?
Yes, I would just like to say thank you for giving me an opportunity. Truly privileged and honored to be a part of this wonderful forum and had a wonderful discussion. Looking forward to have many more with you all. And let's to work together, from different parts of the country. We all are work together to make this education system a better place and better, system all over the world. So
thank you for coming. And I thank you, Dr. Anjum, for inviting such an amazing, wonderful person. Ms. Preeti, she's a very dedicated teacher and principal as well. So wish you all the best for this year.
Thank you.
And ahead. Yeah. So who's doing? Professor Rania,
yes.
Please.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Preeti, Dr. Anjum, Dr. Estera, all participants, all panelists. It's my honor to give the closing remarks to the forum Real Talk with Experts. What a joy to organize this forum online and to be able to welcome experts and dignitaries in the field of education, which is a good sign to collaborate together to enhance the education system globally. I would strongly emphasize that the slogan, Quality Education for All, accomplished the mission and vision of Elegant Empire Education. Thank you, Dr. Preeti, for highlighting that shifting from quantity to quality education requires a comprehensive, multifaceted approach that addresses all aspects of the education system, from teachers and curriculum to infrastructure, technology, and collaboration with parents. Achieving this transformation will ensure that education becomes a tool not just for attendance, but for empowering individuals, fostering sustainable development, and reducing inequalities in society. You mentioned about how it's important to promote teacher training and support, mentioned about curriculum relevance, pedagogical practices, about new assessment methods, more holistic assessment methods, about technology integration, and of course about community and parental involvement. So all this holistic approach supports the development of not just academic knowledge, but also the critical life skills necessary for students to succeed in a rapidly changing world. Before putting this forum to a close, let us give a big applause to Professor Dr. Anjoum for hosting and moderating this forum. Thank you again, Dr. Preeti, for your very informative, insightful discussion. And heartfelt gratitude I would address to the brilliant audience, teachers and parents and students who made it here with us today at your busy schedule. We will meet again next week with another topic. Dr. Preeti, I would like to invite you also to my forum about STEM and collaborate, if it's possible, in terms of STEM education. And before I let you go, let us give a big thank you to Ambassador Professor Esther Mala, the brain, the heart of Elementary Higher Education as a project director. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Anju?
Yeah, thank you everyone, and thank you Preeti ma'am for this wonderful session. Thank you everyone.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank you, dear audience. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you. I'm very sure you have enjoyed this session today. Thank you.
Definitely.